Hello, all you scaredy cats and kittens, and welcome to the Two Scaredy Cats podcast, where we talk about all things strange, unusual, and paranormal. We're your hostess with the mostest. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Kara.
So, Kara, what have you been up to these past couple of weeks? I'm trying to remember last time we were together. Oh, last time we were together, was it Halloween? Yeah, it was Halloween. Or right before Halloween.
No, I think we did one before this.
Oh, yeah, this was the last of November. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so what's going on? Anything?
I mean, it's almost Thanksgiving. Well, technically, when you listen to this,
It'll be Black Friday. Yeah, it will be the day after Thanksgiving.
Best time
to go shopping for anything.
Normally, good time to buy stuff, but who knows this year?
I don't know. I've seen some pretty good deals.
Hopefully, they actually lower prices. Yeah, we shall see. But I actually went to a Baldgiving.
And
it's like Friendsgiving, but we all dressed up in bald caps.
And how was that?
So that was fun.
That's good.
It was very chaotic.
I never saw any of the photos of you and Mario from that, dressed up as your characters.
Yeah, I forgot to send them to you.
Yeah, you have to send me a picture later.
They're very, very cursed.
Ugh.
We had some issues because I didn't realize how, hard it is to apply it. Not hard. I was using the wrong glue at first.
Oh my god, you did not end up melting your guys' hairs off.
No, it wasn't working.
Okay.
That was the issue. It wasn't working. So then we had to change it up, and I actually used liquid latex, and it worked way better.
Oh, I was gonna say.
But it was hard to get off. I had to take a shower and scrub my head.
Oh my god, Kara, you're lucky you didn't lose any of your hair from that.
I know.
You need to be really careful with that stuff.
Yeah, it's not very hair friendly.
God, poor Mario. Did he lose any of his hair?
I just pulled out my hairs.
Oh my gosh,
no,
stop
but
it.
He's
ouch.
He's like, I'm shaving. I already shaved it, so it doesn't matter.
Ah, okay.
Because he's a guy, so he can...
Yeah.
It's like the sideburn part it kept getting stuck. Most of mine got stuck in.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to peel out latex is just... But yeah... So we had Baldgiving where everyone was bald.
That sounds like fun. What else?
Bald caps.
What else did you guys do? Anything? Or go anywhere recently?
Not recently. Just been editing, grinding. Because next weekend is a convention, though. So I've been trying to prepare for my WinterCon season, which is going to be intense.
Yeah. I have a craft fair next weekend.
Yeah, GalaxyCon Columbus is next weekend.
Oh, okay.
That's the one that's in Columbus. That's like the anime.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's more culture.
It's like everything, anime and
it's everything, not just anime, but it's like comic book.
Yeah, all the good stuff together. Nice, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be back out of my enclosure.
I bet.
And I'm filming another video, so that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that will be fun. Interesting.
My second CMV.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out her stuff, go ahead and tell them where they can find your stuff at, Kara.
Yeah, I now have a YouTube channel. It's like cosplay music video stuff. So you can find it at Caramel Photography. Karamel Photography. That's been my newest shtick.
Oh, okay. So me and Dad the weekend before last. Yeah.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
We went to go see the Harry Potter thing. Actually, that was real. I was like, this is going to be cheesy and weird, but it was actually really good. I had a lot of fun. You got to go under the sorting hat and it told you which one you were in. They had these little shops there that you could, I'll have to send you photos that they had that you could go to, and they had it wasn't totally like Diagon Alley, but they had food you could get that was themed towards Harry Potter stuff. We got this really good hot chocolate. Mine really had orange mint in it and stuff. Was really good. And they had them themed to all the different houses, Slytherin, Gryffindor, and all that good stuff. And then you went around and you they had different scenes from the different movies, that were kind of popular in that. And then you had a wand. Well, we didn't buy one. The wands were $50. I'm sorry, but I am not dropping $50. Yes, I am not dropping $50 on a wand. So anyway, people went over.
Did it do anything, or is it just a piece of
No.
wood?
It interacted with the stuff. There was the one with that little. I'm trying to remember which movie it was, but they had the little creatures. They were little furry things, and they rolled around and they caused a lot of havoc. I forget which one that was.
Do you remember Disney when we went to Disney World and they had that like phone you could get for like the Kim Possible stuff?
No, I don't.
Do you know what I'm
No,
talking
I don't
about?
remember that.
Well, it's like a phone, and then like if you brought over the little flip phone to like certain things, it would make
it would turn
like interactions.
Okay,
happen.
well, that's what this is basically.
Is it kind of that kind of thing?
Yes, like the wand
Yeah.
would light up when you went.
But $50 is crazy.
Isn't that on top of what you had to pay to
you
get
could
in?
just follow someone with a wand.
That's what we did.
But like if you think about it, you could just follow someone.
That's what we did, and there was some of them that, like, when I was reading online, like different things people had said had been earlier. Some people mentioned that at some of the more popular spots where you could interact with the things with, that they had wands available for you to use if you did not buy one. But I mean, all the little kids had them, obviously, because parents are suckers.
Oh yeah, they had to.
Oh
have
yeah,
them.
so they all had them. So we would just walk around behind, people that did have, like the kids that had them, and
that did have it,
and we got to experience it.
See, that's the trick.
Yep.
I guess unless you have a kid, because I feel like if you have for the kid it makes sense,
Right.
but if you're like an adult, like $50 is kind of wild.
It is very wild. But I mean,
didn't you already pay to get in?
Yes, we also had to pay. It was like $37 to get in too, so it wasn't cheap to get in.
That's crazy.
Yep, I know.
And then having to pay on top to experience more experiences within the experience you already paid for.
Yeah, I know. Hey, that's how they get people these days, though. You know how that is. But it was really cool though. Like the coolest one was the part where if you remember, was it the second or third one where the professor, the lady professor, what's her name, that turns into the cat, I think it was her, took them out into the forest and they had to figure out what their sign was. Like Harry's was the Pegasus, like his dad, or what, wasn't his dad who was the Pegasus or the unicorn or whatever was there. But anyway, at any rate, there was a thing where you went up and you pointed your wand and you said Patronus, and then whatever your symbol was would appear. It was really cool the way they had that done. It was like a video screen, but it wasn't a video screen. Anyway, I got video of it. It looks really cool. They had like the unicorn, and then there was some of the other ones. There was like the wolf and something else, that we got to see. Then they had where you could duel with the wands. Like one person stood on one. That was kind of silly because you stood on one end and the other person stood on the other end. It was like this light bar. And it would light up a color for the one person and a color for the other one, and then it connected to each other. So, like, it would figure out, one of you would win, but I don't know how that all got figured out. And then we had to bow. What was the one creature that Hagrid had that was like part bird, part ostrich, part duck, reading all that. But anyway, you got to bow in front of it and it would bow down to you. That was really cool. It was all animatronics. And then what else? Oh, there's just like all kinds of really
hippogriff.
That's it. Hippogriff.
It was a hippogriff.
Yes. So we had to bow in front of the hippogriff, and then we got to go and the way they had it lit up, it was like you were hiking on a trail. So it was really cool. So
that's fun.
Yeah, they had it all lit up and it was neat, and they had different lighting things. And then when you got into the forest where the spiders were supposed to be, oh, that was so cool. They had and then also the Death Eaters came while we were in there too. Like they had these Death Eaters that were flying overhead and stuff. It was just really neat. I liked it. It was, fun being outdoors. Thank God when we went, the weather was like, you couldn't ask for a better night. So the weather was fine. I wasn't freezing or anything like that. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. I highly recommend it. If you have a chance to go check it out, if you're in the Cincinnati area or you're coming up this way, I believe it's here through January. So check it out. It's called the Harry Potter Experience. You should be able to see it. It probably pops up in your Instagram feed and that if you're in this area. But yeah, so that's what we did the other week. And then Dad was camping this last weekend, so I just stayed home and got ready for my next craft fair on the 6th. That's what's been going on around here. Yep. And then Thanksgiving's coming up this week, so we want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. May you enjoy all your turkeys and trimmings and all the good stuff that comes along with that. I know I can't wait for my...
Well, hopefully you already did enjoy it, because this is on Friday.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Hopefully you had a very nice Thanksgiving and you don't get stuck in any of the snowstorms that are going on. Sorry, I keep forgetting we're not there yet.
Are there really snowstorms?
Yeah, you didn't see that? Like up, they're talking about up in Michigan and like Wisconsin, but it's supposed to come down. It's not going to be close to you guys. It's just supposed to hit like Cleveland and all that. But people keep saying the weather's going to be really cold though. It's going to be like 30 degrees on Thanksgiving.
Great.
Yeah, so just be mindful of that. But yeah, so that's all. Oh, I do have an update for everybody, though. I was telling Kara this earlier. We'd been talking about how the Conjuring house was up for sale. Or remember, they were going to auction it off, actually. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. And I told you that the auction had been canceled because somebody had purchased the home, but nobody knew who the purchaser of the home was. Well, I found out who the new owner of the Conjuring house is, but it's kind of weird because they're not technically they own the mortgage of the home. To me that means they own the home, but I don't know. But anyway, so the person that is the owner of the mortgage of the Conjuring house is Elton Castee. Who, that name should become very familiar with you because he's the same person that with Matt Rife, they ended up buying the Warner house. Well, they're the managers of the Warren house and their occult museum and Annabelle the doll. And so now with him being on the mortgage for the Conjuring house, I think I see where we're going with this. I think they're going to try and maybe move some of their museum stuff, maybe. I don't know. This is my I'm speculating here. This is just me speculating that maybe they're going to move all the Warrens, their occult stuff, that they've acquired over the years from all their cases that they had, that they're going to move it to the Conjuring house, maybe, since they actually own the Conjuring house, or at least Elton owns the Conjuring house. Now, the lady that was, there, that was like the crazy, really crazy lady that was trying to sue everybody and their grandma, Jacqueline Nunes, she still technically is the owner of the house, but Castee owns the mortgage. So that's what's going on with the Conjuring house. If I hear anything else about it, I will keep everybody up to date. But that's what's going on right now. So we do know who the person that owns the mortgage on it is now. Yeah. And it's funny that they also have all the Annabelle and all the stuff from the Warren Museum too. So it makes me wonder if they're not going to try and do some big merger, you know what I mean, and make it into this like whole experience. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I actually have some paranormal news as well.
Oh, okay. So what's your paranormal?
This is kind of wild.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, did you know that Paranormal Activity now has a stage show you can go see?
What? No, I did not know that. Are you serious? How can you see it?
Isn't that crazy?
But I find it hard. How can you see a stage show on Paranormal
It's
Activity?
a stage play, though. So, like, it's, like, based off of characters and stuff.
Okay.
Like, in a haunted house.
Okay.
I've heard it's actually pretty good.
Really?
Like, and it's actually scary.
Is it coming anywhere near us?
From the people who have. No, I believe right now it's in LA.
Oh.
It was in Chicago.
Oh.
I was like, that's not too terrible.
But I'd like something a little closer.
There's no way that I feel like Chicago is probably the closest we'll get.
You know what? Maybe like Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, maybe. I feel like that would be a good
Philadelphia is like 8 hours away from
Pittsburgh, maybe.
Us.
Okay, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's way closer.
Yeah, maybe Pittsburgh.
Chicago is about 5 hours. Pittsburgh's about 3-ish.
We'll have to keep our eyes and ears open.
Yeah, I don't know how long it'll be lasting either, since it's like I don't know if they're going on a big tour or not.
Huh. Interesting.
But I thought that was an interesting.
That's a different.
I've never
way of
even thought of like a paranormal activity.
Yep.
I never thought of that though.
Yep, I know.
Like, and apparently it's kind of interesting. From like most people seem pretty excited about it, so it does have me curious. Yeah. Like how do you even pull off?
That's what I'm saying.
Think about the paranormal activity movies. It's like us staring at a room,
right? Or a video camera monitor. You know what I mean? It's like from a monitor or something. That's crazy. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
But apparently, it's like a whole house set. Like the stage is like a whole house or whatever.
Oh, that sounds neat. I'd like to see it if it ever comes near us. We got to go.
It kind of reminds me of like the Beetlejuice house. Do you know what I'm talking about? When we went and saw the Beetlejuice musical.
Yeah.
How the house is set up.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that was one thing I had. I have something else we'll talk about later though.
All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with our story of the day. So we're heading back to Appalachia, guys, this time around with our story. There was, I've never heard of this, but about 15 years ago, there was a serial killer that was going around killing people in national forest, and they named him the National Forest Serial Killer. But anyway,
That's a very...
I know, right? It's a very on the nose. Yeah, we're a little on the nose with that name.
I would hate to have that name if I was a serial killer. I'm like, that's kind of like not even creative.
I know, right? Well, what can I say? I guess when you're doing bad things in the national forest, they're just going to call you what it is. But our story, though, centers around a young woman by the name of Merrideth Emerson. So anyway, Merrideth was an experienced hiker and liked to go hiking a lot in the, she lived near the Appalachian Mountains. One day, she and her dog, this was on New Year's Day in 2008, were hiking in Blood Mountain in Georgia. Now, that name's very ominous sounding, that's the name of the place she chose to go that day. So anyway, she goes with her dog, who, by the way, the dog's name is Ella, and she crosses paths with a predator that was hunting humans. That someone was Gary Hilton, who was later called the National Forest serial killer. Now, unbeknown to Merrideth, there had been reports of a weird man who had been spotted on the trail and was harassing people for money and food. And that weird man was our guy, Gary Hilton, who was a drifter and, like I said, was going around hitting people up for money and food. So our story goes that on New Year's Day in 2008, Gary decides that Merrideth is going to be his next victim because he felt that she was an easy target because she was a woman. So Merrideth sets out on the trail with her dog, Ella, by her side, and they're, on the trail. And Hilton attacks Merrideth, but she fights back using her martial art training and her dog to resist him. So Gary and Merrideth are locked in this 3-hour fight on the trail. Okay, this is crazy. I don't understand how this even
a 3-hour fight?
Yes, they were seriously
why was it 3 hours?
I don't know. It was just a very long fight, people said, okay? And people reported after the fact, of course, that they heard Merrideth yelling at Gary, and Gary was fighting with her. He was beating the shit out of her. I mean, he basically said he ended up punching her, he ended up giving her black eyes in both of her eyes, and he also ended up breaking her nose, basically. But he also ended up breaking his fist in the process. He said he broke his hand when he was hitting her. But, I mean, and people saw this, and nobody bothered to call the police. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I'm out on a trail and I see somebody, I think I'm going to call the police or try to help her out. My God. I mean, the dude outweighed her by quite a bit. It's pretty messed up that nobody stopped to help her out.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this goes on, and at some point, so after Gary punches her in, both her eyes and breaks her nose, I mean, she's kind of a little subdued at that point. Gary grabs her and kidnaps her and ends up taking her captive. Now, he holds her for 3 days because he's trying to get her bank info from her, because he's obvious, for whatever reason, he's really big on getting people's bank numbers so he can get into their account and take their money. So he keeps asking her to give him her bank account PIN number so he can take the money out of her account. Well, Merrideth was a very smart girl, and like I said, she had a lot of martial art training and all that, so she knew, how to handle attackers and stuff. So she kept giving him the wrong PIN number, okay? This guy must be an idiot, because she would give him a different PIN number each day, and he would go out and try the PIN number and it wouldn't work, and he would come back. So then he'd be like, well, that wasn't the right one. Can you give, what's your real PIN number or whatever? So she'd keep giving him these different PIN numbers. And by doing that, she prolonged her amount of time that she was able to remain alive before he decided to murder her. So she kept giving the wrong numbers. And this went on for 3 days. She kept giving him the wrong number and that. And he eventually, though, he just got so, pissed off at her because she kept giving him the wrong numbers. And at this point, he was starting to get worried that, people were looking for him and stuff like that. And he didn't want to have her being a liability for him anymore. So then he decides that, the time has come and he's going to take care of her. So part of the thing of how they found him or realized that he was up to no good or whatever is he went and he decided to clean his van out of all the blood. Because originally he tied her up to a tree and then killed her in the woods. And then I guess he moved her body someplace else by putting her in his van. And, people, your moms tell you all the time, don't go with strangers driving vans and all this. And no lie, this guy had a freaking white panel van that he was driving around. And he's this guy that's going around killing people. So he ended up, I guess, putting her body in the van and moving it someplace in the woods somewhere. And he was cleaning the van out at a gas station. And he didn't kill the dog, by the way. He only killed Merrideth. The dog lived. There was, missing person pictures of her and the dog. Well, the dog got out and I guess ran up to somebody and they realized that something bad, had happened to her because the dog was not with her. The dog was always with her. And then they found Gary cleaning out blood out of his van at the gas station. And so the police noticed right away and they ended up taking him in for questioning. So, they get him in there for questioning and he finally starts to crack. And he ends up telling them everything, like everything he did and what all happened. It was on January 4th that he ended up tying her to the tree. So it was like 3 days after he kidnapped her because he kidnapped her on the 1st. And he, once he tied her to the tree, he killed her. And in an interview, he said that he couldn't bring himself to kill her dog, but yet he could kill her, which was crazy to me. But anyway, so after that happened, they found out that she was not the only person that he had killed. He also ended up killing 3 other people that they know of, that he's admitted to at least. He was tied to murders all across in multiple states. He wasn't hunting animals, he was hunting hikers. He used his skills as a survivalist and a U.S. Army veteran to hunt for his victims in the nation's forest, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And there was an elderly couple that he came across in North Carolina that he ended up killing. But the way he got them to not know that he was going to murder them was he basically told them that if you give me your PIN number to your bank account, I won't kill you or whatever. So they believed him. And then as soon as he did that, he ended up killing both of them. It was a husband and wife. And then he killed a nurse down in Florida, and she was, I think, the first one that he killed was the nurse in Florida. And kind of a similar situation. I guess she was hiking or something and he ended up going after her. But this dude's still alive, by the way. I checked this out. It was crazy. He's still alive and kicking. He's 78 years old. He had the death penalty in one state, so I'm so confused about that. He had the death penalty in one state, but in the others he had 30 years to life. So and he was 61 when this all happened. So, and he's now 78. So, I guess he still has he has a good, 20 years left in a sentence at least. So he's probably going to end up dying in prison. But I swear on one of them, he got the death penalty. So I'm surprised why he's not, they haven't done anything with him yet. But, yeah, so that's the story of Merrideth. And because of Merrideth's courage that day and, fighting back, because he had never had victims that fought back like she did. In fact, when they interviewed him after they brought him in, he said that he was considering never doing this again after her because she fought back so hard. He had never had somebody that fought as hard as she did. But Merrideth's courage, like I said, likely saved others, but unfortunately it ended up costing her life. And the police were like, she did everything right. Made sure that she kept, messing with him, so he kept her alive for as long as he did, but the police just weren't able to catch him soon enough. They caught him almost a day after I think it was a day after he killed her. So if they'd been a little sooner, maybe she'd still be alive today. But yeah, that he was called, they nicknamed him the National Forest serial killer. So I wonder how he feels about that name.
I know. That's what
I know, right?
It's a very lackluster
right?
name.
I know. I mean, I don't know what you could call him, but
not like the hacks or the head cutter off.
Right? Yeah. I don't get it either. But yeah, so you got to be careful in those Appalachian Mountains. You don't forget about the cryptids and the creatures. We don't know what they are that roam around there. You also got to watch out for the humans because they're just as, bad as everything else floating around out there. But yeah, that's my story for the day. Yeah.
All right. Well, I did have one thing I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
It's not quite as intense, but it was actually a horror movie I watched recently.
Oh, which one?
But, so, this was an older anime horror movie called Perfect Blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, the movie is about Mima, who is she's in, like, an idol group. Like, you know what I mean by an idol group, right?
Yeah, like, the...
Like
Demon
a bunch
Hunters
of girls
and all that.
they sing and they dance.
Yeah, like Demon Hunters.
Kind of like that, but like, because it's Japan, so it's that kind of idol group. So she is, so Mima is in an idol group, but she's actually ending her idol career and she's breaking off from her idol group. And she's becoming an actor to help further her career. Mm-hmm. But things get a little crazy because, core fan bases believe that they know what is best for people, and a lot of her fans were very upset about this change.
Okay.
And so the acting role that she does take on is very adult in nature.
Got ya.
If you kind of know where I'm going with this.
Yep.
And then someone is actually also impersonating her online.
Uh-oh.
But like as if she's keeping the idol persona. Mm-hmm. Because now she's kind of exploring this other persona of her where she's trying to be taken serious. Because idol groups is very, like, girly pop,
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And so someone's impersonating her online. Because this movie is, like, 1999.
Oh.
I think somewhere around then. But that's right when the internet was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie explores, like, parasocial relationships with, like, fans. And it was actually really scary and, like, disturbing. So it also, you don't really know what's truth or, like, what's real and what's not. And there is a sexual assault scene, so just be aware that you don't want to watch that kind of stuff. So, like, that is a kind of a trigger warning. It's very intense. I'd heard about the movie, like, forever ago. I actually shot cosplayers from it. So, like, I had known the idea of the movie and, like, seen it, but, like, watching it was really, it, like, sticks with you, even today, because, like, these, like, fans were, like, sending her bombs and stuff, like, trying to kill her, because they want to be with her in heaven, and, like...
Okay, that's pretty messed up.
That's very disturbing. There was, like, a lot more stuff that goes on, but I'm not trying to spoil too much. Mm-hmm. And there's just, I don't know, but it's a real horror movie, because that's really how people are, though, like, in parasocial relationships. Yep. So it's a real horror about real things that people have to deal with today with the internet.
Yep, that's true. I mean, you saw Ariana Grande had that person that came after her.
Yes,
she was at
too.
The premiere of
that guy
Wicked for Good.
Grabbed her,
that's
or whatever, or tried to.
Yeah, that was insane.
But, like, people just kind of... Because it's like a one-sided relationship, because you don't actually know that person.
But they think they know them because they've seen them in all these movies, and that's the persona that they
or they see them interact, and, like, idol cultures like that too, which is why the character has that issue. Yeah. And she has, like, almost an identity crisis where she doesn't know what's real and what's fake, and, like, because it's like the person that is impersonating her online is almost exactly describing exactly what she's doing, so it's really scary for her.
That's freaky.
Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Like how, I'm not going to reveal, like, what's going on, but she definitely has some sort of stalker going on.
Yeah, interesting. Huh.
And it has, like, a crazy twist at the end, so
okay.
Not going to talk about that, but highly recommend if you're into, I know it's, like, weird because, like, I don't really hear about anime horror movies, so I thought it was kind of interesting to talk about.
What's the name of the movie again?
Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue. All right, what platform is that on? Do we know?
Yeah. I watched it on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure, like, you can rent it on most platforms. Okay. I'm assuming. Yeah, that's all I have for us today.
Oh, the new Conjuring movie is out, and you can see it on HBO Max, by the way. The newest one.
Oh, HBO
yeah,
Max,
the newest one that was just in theaters. Yep, it's out.
Yeah.
It just came out today, I think. Or yesterday. I don't know. I saw it on they were advertising it.
Yeah.
Since we were talking about The Conjuring, I figured, hey, if you want to go watch the new movie, you can go check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed the podcast today, please be sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Two Scaredy Cats Podcast. And don't forget to leave a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps the show get discovered. And tune in 2 weeks for our next episode. And to you, all our scaredy cats and kittens out there, remember, curiosity didn't kill these two scaredy cats.